How's it, everybody? Humpy, cheesy, wheelie day here on the Avocado Show. And I have my usual suspects here. A very humbling, very super cool group of folks here. I think I got about 40 or 50 folks hanging out right now. And if you're seeing this on YouTube, that's because you missed the live stream. It doesn't matter. You know, you can always go to YouTube on that VOD channel to, enjoy whatever you miss here. But today is our Wheel of Cheese Day. This is where I do no donos, and I do Wheel of Cheese. And if you don't know, I spin a wheel of cheese. You put your name in a form with the song that you want. There is a limit of 7 minutes on the tracks on the Wheel of Cheese. If it's 7:01, it's not going to get done, and this is just out of respect for everybody who's trying to get songs in and try to keep as many in there as I can as I just hit the ground running. So nonetheless, go ahead and put your song in there. If you're just lurking in the background, the request is pinned on the top of the chat. All right, so actually, before we do a Wheel of Cheese, I had a Patreon suggestion that came in through one of my legacy Patreon members. Has been with me for about 18 months. And he had no idea that I was doing video game stuff. And then he heard it and said, "Oh my God, Dudamus, I had no idea that you did video games." And I said, "Well, what would you like to see? I'll do it on my next Avocado Show." So he said, "I want to see I want to hear Lena Raine in something called Beastieball." Now, so that's what's set up to go. But then after that, we do Wheel of Cheese. But did I do a Beastieball before, guys? Why do I think I recognize this as a game? I don't know if I've done it before. Maybe one of my usual suspects will jump on in and see if I've done one before. But either way you look at it, I really look forward to this. She's an absolutely wonderful composer, Lena Raine. And the name of this track is called Sandy Footsteps, I believe. It says right there in the thumbnail. And this is from the game Beastieball. So this is how we start off our The Avocado Show. Film, TV, video game, artist, band, music reaction show thingy, whatever it is that I do here. All right, let's do this. Nice playing around with the delay on that. Oh, she gave me bass chills. What she's doing with the bass. I love this middle tone arrangement here. I'm not laughing at the arrangement. I just love what she's doing with the bass. She's having so much fun with it. So this is not a new game, I take it, right? This is something that maybe she put in her discography from the past? Let me know, guys. Is this a new game or an old? Well, thank you, Anford. I like that, poking the nostalgia buttons. Oh yeah, sorry, Jason. Thank you. Lena, were you a bass player in your last life? Let me know. Come on in the comments and say hi. Wouldn't that be cool if I got her in on an interview? I think that'd be fun. I love how everything here, not only does it hit the press the nostalgia buttons like you said earlier, but I also like how everything is really roping around the pattern. Okay, change the pattern a little bit. So once that pattern just starts to get in and it just kind of sinks in, the changes that are going around it, but that is just kind of the zip line pattern. So I guess this is kind of a looping bit here. I'll bet you it's probably going to fade. Oh. Well, I mean, I heard some of you guys say that this isn't even out yet to the public. I mean, obviously I can't get in trouble for listening to it. I know that person on Patreon is a big fan of Lena Raine and the other works that she's done, like Celeste. I think it's Celeste, right? I'm trying to remember. Help me. So you guys have heard me talk about in the past how one of the kind of unique decisions that developers and composers make is when they purposefully will make a soundtrack sound nostalgic, even though we're in today's day and age with an incredible resource of modules and sounds and loops and things to compose. That does sometimes do the best they can to make it sound maybe 16-bit or something like that, just because there's so much nostalgia out there. And it depending, you know, these are the little elements that the marketing division, working in unison with the developers as the game's going, at least in, you know, maybe more than 5 to 10 people in a unit, you know, like a game that's coming up. You think about stuff like that. So this definitely had a lot of the older nostalgic vibes to it. Being that I know nothing of the game or anything, it does sound like a really fun and colorful aspect of the game, that this is apparently named Sandy Footsteps, so maybe there isn't anything really aggressive going on here. And since I don't know what kind of a game this is and what might be happening here, if I was to compare this to the only platformer sandboxing game that I know of, because I play, which is Stardew Valley, I would say that this kind of music probably is going along with something that is, you're planting things or doing things or building something that puts you in like a very mellow mood, so that you can continue just maybe growing a garden or planting trees or building a house. Of course, somebody else mentioned earlier that she's also done stuff for Minecraft, so you know she definitely has a very unique specialty in her comp skill, at least that I only know of from what little of hers that I've listened to. That's just right up her alley kind of a thing. So but yeah, okay, so Anford, that makes sense. If it's something that just keeps you company while you're doing something, that's exactly the vibe right there. Right? I could have said that, cut out all the rest of the stuff I said earlier, but I didn't, and you did, and thank you for that. So yeah, that was from Beastieball. Apparently, now I just remember, I'm looking at this as this was only released 6 hours ago. So you know, that Patreon friend of mine or person on Patreon just fired it right out to me. So it's a new one, and we get to be of the first few hundred people to have heard that. So super cool beans. So okay, let's go into Wheel of Cheese. You guys ready? A Wheel of Cheesy. So let me get my Wheel of Cheesy all up and about. And let's go ahead and let me refresh everything. Let's start with Queso Nuevo. Once again, I just want to remind everybody, today is only Wheel of Cheese Wednesday. And any donos that do come in, you know, you'll get pole position, obviously, for when I start the next stream later this week with donos and Cheesy. In the meantime, for those of you who are going to come in and hang out with us, no real rules on styles or genres, but nothing longer than 7 minutes. It'll automatically get punted if it's longer than 7 minutes. And that's only out of respect of me trying to get as many songs in as I can in a couple of hours. All right, guys, here we go. Let me do this. Give me a second. I gotta get my ducks in a row here. And this is last week's wheelie, still wheeling. Look at that. These are the only 4 new people in on the list. So there's a really good chance that one of you 4 here are going to get the first wheelie cheesy win streak here. All right, guys, are you ready? Let's spin the bean. What? Lotus Smoker, congratulations. You are our first winner here on Wheel of Cheese. And let's go ahead and let's see what Lotus Smoker would like from us. Lotus Smoker would like... here we go. Lotus Smoker wants something from Cowboy Bebop, guys. We're going anime. So let's see what we got here. This song is called The Egg and I from Cowboy Bebop. And, you already know how much I dig Cowboy Bebop. And so this is going to be really super fun and exciting for us to listen to. Let's go. Almost sounds like they're using Middle Eastern percussions, but giving it more of a progressive arrangement. Sounds kind of anthemic, almost March-esque. Ooh, that percussion player. Was not expecting this. The triplet thingy that he does. So you guys need to tell me, since I don't know what this is about. Does this represent a single character? Definitely leaning into that Celtic vibe. You guys feeling a build coming? Oh, I know what happened. Beck just parachuted in. It is. I mean, look, for as minimalistic as that track was as far as arrangements and stuff, so powerfully percussive and stuff. There's so many great songs out there that only have 2 or 3 elements, but the percussive arrangements of them is what makes it. It had a, I don't know if there was 2 or 3 people actually playing percussion here, and like I said, the instrumentation almost sounded like they were like India, Pakistani drum, type percussions, just by the tone. But whoever was playing the percussion, at least with a lot of type stuff, That was killing it, man. That was just such a vibe. And then you have that, you know, just for a lack of better way of saying it, that Beck style slide guitar. You know, I'm a loser, baby, so why don't you kill me? You know, kind of vibe to it, but it's intoxicating. You know, and then, but the thing is that I said at the beginning, that opening bit with the flute, I don't know exactly if that was a recorder or whatever it was. It kind of reminded me a little bit of that kind of Yankee Doodle vibe, even though there wasn't a snare drum. So it sounded like, you know, having a good time, moving forward, and just kind of, you know, getting a groove going on and stuff like that. This was really great. I have to admit, when I saw Cowboy Bebop, I thought I was maybe going to hear something a little more of that kind of more gnarlier Cowboy Bebop, fusiony jazz kind of stuff that I've heard. But, you know, God knows I've barely scratched the surface of Cowboy Bebop music, so... but I dug it. I thought it was great. I'm gonna have to put that on my on my playlist as well, because there's just something about it that's like, and I think one of the things that pulled me into it is, like I said, as deep as I did earlier, was just whoever was doing that percussive arrangement. You know, especially the you know, that, like, badass. All right, more Wheel of Cheese, folks. Let's go for some queso pobre. You know, if you're just lurking in the background, the queso pobre is usually our biggest wheel of cheese slice here, because this is where folks that have actually been hanging out here, oh my goodness, for a long time, and they put their suggestions in. That goes over to the bigger pieces of cheese. This is the cheese wheel. This is the cheese pizza they would have cut in elementary school if you were on the lunch program. So let's spin it. What do we got? What do we got? Who is it? Oh, is it going to sneak into blue? No, it's going to be yellow. It is Crab 9000. Let's hear it for Crab 9000. All right. Crab 9000 wants us to listen to a band called T Square. So let's see what we got here. T Square, the name of the track is Crown and Roses. Little message here. This track is from their 1995 album, written by the guitar player Masahiro Ando. Their sax player plays the iwi, and all the brass overdubs on this track as well. All right, looking forward to this. Let's go. See, I thought Cowboy Bebop might be something like this, but... Oh, is it really, Crab? Oh, that's funny. It's definitely, it has like an Earth, Wind, and Fire jive to it. Ooh, that old school lead. Ooh, subtle. These are like some Toto moves here. Any of you old schoolers agree with me? Yes, Sanford. Definitely a Lupin vibe as well. What a trippy clavy synthy sound right there, what that is. Wow, listen to the ghost notes on the drummer. Oh, beautiful phrasing. Great solo. Yeah, I love that small hall vibe reverb on this lead. So Steve Porcaro. Oh my God, the MK8. God, you just hit the nostalgia button for me. I like that. Of course, I haven't said anything about the bass, but the bass is crushing. Definitely Stampeding Fox. All of this is mind-numbing talent. So this was uploaded 3 years ago, so I don't know actually when the actual release of this was done. But you know, even in of itself, this actually, I forgot. This didn't have anything necessarily to do with a game or an anime, I don't think. Did it? I'm sorry, I forgot when I read it, if they didn't say it or whatever. Nonetheless, as a piece of work though, this very progressive, kind of fusion jazzy vibe without a doubt, but with a little bit more of an emphasis on the synthy parts of the arrangements, which made it really nice and very warm, and it pulls you into the 80s. A lot of the phrasings actually had some of that, you know, jazzy fusion, late 80s, early 90s instrumental phrasings that were going on. But for me, and the drum, the drums, the drummer and the bass player was also just fire. But for me, just the whole sound of it and some of the chord progressions were very Steve Porcaro. That was the keyboardist, right? Steve and Jeff, and Dad was Joe. Yeah, I think. But it reminded me very much of Toto. I don't know if you guys agree with me on that, but you know, you throw it in there. I never played Mario Kart. I know, right? I only played. Recently, I'm in Sonic. I'm playing Sonic, and then what was the other one? Crash Bandicoot. But I've never done Mario Kart, so yeah. Okay, let me go ahead now. Let's refresh data. Let's go for some new cheesy people, and let's see if we have some. Maybe, I don't know. There could only be 3 cheesies hanging out here. So let's see. I don't know. Let's see if we have Crab 9000. Thank you so much. Real quick, guys. Remember to come and hang out with me. God dang it. Come out and hang out with me on the YouTube channel. Oh, look, we got more cheesy people did show up. Just in case you miss, if you put your name in here, you got to run off, and you miss it, you want to see if you perhaps won something, like got your song listened to, because I put this up on YouTube, and then not too far later does our buddy Turnip go in there and save my ass by putting all the chapters and the names there. So that's going to be at that YouTube channel. And but nonetheless, let's go ahead and spin here for some newsy, new wheelie cheesy fresco, cheesy Parmesan. Let's see who wins. Oh, it looks like it's going to be Stampeding Fox. All right, Stampeding Fox, for you. Yupper. Okay, what does Stampeding Fox want? Chapter turn up. Let's see here. That would be with an S. I don't know why I would have thought otherwise. Stampeding Fox wants us to check out a game. Yakuza 0 or O. I think that's an O. Yakuza 0, maybe. And the name of this track is called Kuze's boss theme. It's 0, like 0, 0. Okay. And this one's called Kuze's boss theme, and this is coming from Stampeding Fox. And the message is, this is my favorite boss theme ever made. No boss song goes as hard as this one. And the boss himself is probably one of the most interesting antagonists in a video game, because there's a level of respect you get for him, despite how much you hate him at the start of the game. Well then, a very challenging antagonist, as we antagonize ourselves to say. All right, let's check this out. Let's go. Wow, this is super badass. Got that 80s thrash vibe. I'm trying to get a handle on those guitar tones. Oh, I see, Judgment. So it's a love-hate thing. I like that. It's like an 80s thrash with an emotional adjustment. Those more synthy pads in the background. But yeah, I did notice that lead work down the middle. A little bit of a Nazareth vibe. I don't know why. That just came to mind. Super catchy little melody there. Very repetitive. You know, the guitar for me, especially hearing it at the very end, there was a little part of me was going, God, nah, that couldn't have been sampled. Nah. But there was a little bit about the guitar tone where it was either like something like, any of you guys remember that Roland outboard gear called the JP or the GP8? It was like one of the very first kind of guitar outboard gear, simulators, if you would, head simulators and stuff like that. It had a very high, chewy kind of sound to their distortion. This kind of reminded me a little bit of it, but the track itself definitely had that 80s thrashy kind of vibe. And apparently, I got lucky. I hit that on the head there because it was done sometime in the 80s. So, it spends it lives in my nostalgia brain. Okay, more Wheel of Cheese. Let's see what we got here for the wheelies. Wheel of Cheese. Thank you very much, Stampeding Fox. I definitely appreciate you coming in and joining us here and giving us that track. Let me copy and paste this here. Look at that. Look at that, guys. Wheel of Cheese. Pobre queso is getting thinner. Slice here. This is like the Los Angeles public school cheese pizza slices here. Let's go. Cola. Oh. Ooh, is it going to go into blue? It does. Who is it? Puukomasa. Are you in the house? Puukomasa. You have won. Join us. Say hi if you're still here. And just also want to say hi to you folks that are just like it. You enjoyed just lurking in the background, listening to music, and you're hanging out. Thank you so much for that. Okay, guys. Puukomasa would like to hear a band. This is called Bomfunk's MC. It's a hip-hop track, I guess. Yeah? We do the hip-hop here. Let me see if there's any details here. No details on it. It's a classic from the early 2000s, though. So let's go ahead and check this out. All right. Ooh, there's that slide guitar. Looks like Beck's been showing up everywhere lately. Sitting on a bench when the weird guy comes up and starts freaking you. Wow, some real old school sounds here. Not quite the hip-hop I thought we were going to get when I saw hip-hop. Kind of a breakbeat kind of vibe, no? Is that what this would be called? This kind of vibe would be breakbeat, right? Now, I know breakdancing is really transcended from the 80s till now, but why does it seem to me like maybe this is more in the 90s? I'm not too sure. From the top of my dome, I gotta rock the microphone. This would be something like, this was a great video, and I love the tone of this and even the cadence of this guy's voice. But if David Byrne from Talking Heads ever did a video that was rap being hip-hop-ish, I would be thinking it might be something of this nature. Same kind of sounds.
Straight from the top of my dome. Freestyler. Rock the microphone. Carry on with the freestyler.
Who's that guy? Was he a famous rapper? The guy he just walked by on the bench, like as in a cameo? No, it wasn't? Okay. Oh my god, I just realized this thing has 382 million views. What the hell? Oh boy, I'm guaranteed gonna get blocked on the YouTube post. It was a great track. Definitely nothing that I expected, in the sense that when I read the description, it was, you know, when it says hip hop and stuff like that. And obviously, I don't know artists at all, and especially if they come from another country as well. But I really, the fact that this track is considered hip hop, there was in the video at least a representation of breakdancing and stuff. The cadence of his voice was really chill. The lyrical content was just all more about, you know, let's bring it on to the house and let's go ahead and party, and you know, it was very clean. And then the actual sound of or the choices of sounds that were being used also sounded like this was fairly older. So this apparently was uploaded 13 years ago to YouTube, but I don't know how many more years before that this track was cut. But damn, 382 million views this video's got. This is ginormous. And fun track to listen to, if there's such a thing in hip hop in that sense. You know, to me the genre of hip hop is so historic and so storytelling. You know, a lot of hardships, even though a lot of partying and a lot of other thing, and so on and so forth. You know, when I think of hip hop, I'm thinking of the embryonic beginnings in the 80s through the 90s, and the West and the East, and the unique conflicts. You know, the storytelling of what it's like to be out there. So, all right, guys, what's next? Let's go for more wheelie of cheesy. Let's go ahead and do some new cheesy wheelie peoples. I refresh, and speaking of refresh, man, I got no water, man. I got to get me some more water. But hang on. Let's spin. And let's see what we got here. Hey, look at that. We still got, you know, and a nice infusion of some newbie peoples here and lurking in the background. So let's go. Let's see what we got. Who's up next to win on the spin? Who could it be? Tim Bobo. Cool name, Tim Bobo. Here in Hawaii, we use the word Bobo as like being like, you know, forgetful, old, You know, oh, the guy's Bobo, this guy. Frick, bro. The guy stay Bobo. All right, so Tim Bobo would like us to check out a band. Oh, this is one of my favorite bands that I've learned about on the Decomposer Lounge that I enjoy thoroughly because their musicianship and their abstract approach to writing their fun little tracks is always so invigorating to me. So let's listen to a little bit of Avenged Sevenfold. This track is called Fiction, and the message in there is going to be solely written by the Rev Sullivan. This was the last song that Jimmy ever wrote. He turned it in on Christmas Day of 2009 and died 3 days later. Oh, dang. Didn't know that. Originally called Death, the name was changed to Fiction. The song features the original piano demo tracks recorded by the Rev as well as original demo vocals. The song is considered to be his goodbye. Whoa, heavy. All right, let's do this. This is Avenged Sevenfold, and the name of the track is Fiction. Let's go. Dark, just kind of very heavy, very dark, very cynical, insidious.
Now I think I understand how this world can overcome a man. Like a friend, we saw it through. In the end, I gave my life for you.
Kind of reminds me of a little bit of Alanis Morissette's
Gave you all I had to
Unforgiven.
give. Found a place for me to rest my head.
Uninvited. Thank you. Forgive me.
While I may be undefined, there's peace just on the other side. Not that I can, or that I want. Let it burn under my skin. Let it
This is that uninvited vibe that I pull from.
to set me free. Took a piece of you inside of me. All this hurt can finally fade. Promise me you'll never feel afraid.
So if his demo voice is still on here, maybe it's the one in the back. That's the octave higher, or the fifth.
Let it burn under my skin. Let it burn.
Jeez. Oh, the main vocal line is him singing. Okay, gotcha. Then they added that background. A little bit of a Queen twist.
I love it when they end here on the highway. Yeah. I know you'll find your own way when I'm not with you.
Whiter Shade of Pale vibe.
So tell everybody, the ones who walk beside me, yeah. I hope you'll find your own
Sounds fantastic as a demo
when
pass.
I'm not with you tonight. I hope it's worth it. What's left behind me, yeah. I know you'll find your own way when I'm not with you. So tell everybody, the ones who walk beside me, yeah. I know you'll find your own way when I'm not with you tonight.
I wonder if that organ was an arrangement added later, not knowing exactly what the demo sounded like that they got. Trippy thing about having that last note hang out there like that, it's almost like you're waiting for the end, almost as if this was written. I don't know what happened to him that he passed away 3 days later, if it was an accident, a car accident, or, you know, anything that he may have taken upon himself, and maybe this was just a preamble to that. I'm not too sure. I don't know. But I don't know whether or not that that organ was added, you know, after the fact of turning in the demo. And this is also one of the tracks too, if I'm correct. I don't know, you guys help me, because I also have probably only scratched the surface of Avenged Sevenfold. I used to say Avengeful 7. I'm just such a bonehead. Avenged Sevenfold, that usually it's a lot more powerful and grittier and rock, even though it's very musical theater oriented. That usually is a lot more ballsier and crunchier and stuff like that. And this was very somber and heavy. Oh, it was drug related. Ugh, God, what a bummer. I had so much of that, man, in the music industry. That's heavy. All right, we speening more speen. Thank you, Tim Bobo, for go ahead and dropping your name in there and participating and hanging out. I know I didn't see you pop up in the chat, but nonetheless, I appreciate you guys, even if you're just back there lurking around and enjoying the ride here. All right, so let's do some more elementary school pizza cheese slices. Queso pobre. And let's see what we got here. Let's see how many people we got. How skinny is our cheese? Oh, it is just getting skinnier and skinnier and skinnier. Flaquita sin nalga. You know if you know. You just laughed when I said that, right? Ella muy flaca sin nalga. All right, here we go. Here we go. Oh. Hey. Will it get to the red? It gets to the red. Who is it? No way. DR. What is going on? All the way out there in France. DR for the win. What does DR want? Let's see. Damned registration. Would like us to listen to a game. This one is called Monty on the Run. Hang on, let me get... Oops. There we go. Oops, I made a mistake. I messed up my form. There it is. So, DR wants us to come in listening to a song. The song is called Monty on the Run, and the OST is called Monty on the Run. And this must be kind of old because he's saying this is 1985 on the old Commodore 64. Look at the Commodore 64. Do any of you guys, by any chance, have an old Commodore 64 lurking in the garage or shoved in a box under your bed? Anything like that? Wow. All right, let's do this from DR. I don't even know if he's here. DR, are you still here? Are you hanging in there? Yeah, I know he came in for just a moment here. Oh, there he is. Yep, you won, DR. Here we go. Let me cut you from this here, and let's go. don't know why, but it kind of vibes me as like an old Devo song. A little bit of a Tetris vibe. Going into that Tetris Devo vibe. And the sounds also remind me of a game I used to play. Oh my god. It'll come to me. Galactic, where you'd spin the thing around, shoot things down these spokes. No, I don't know if it was Galaga. Maybe it was. This is getting a little more of a detective kind of thing. Tempest. That's what it was, Garn. Thank you. Tempest. Yeah, Turnip, I used to play this. It was called Tempest. It was a hilarious game. The 145 change is real fun. Is that 145? I didn't say 145. This is intense. Whoever did this video, though, I don't. That's some pretty intense sound to visual work there. Uh-oh, somebody threw a triplet. A little bit of a neoclassical synthy vibe. DR, that makes sense that you would do that. So DR, obviously you can see here, he posted that one of the reasons why he dug the track was because of the visuals. Now, the Commodore 64 was once again one of those great stories where there was only so much room for sound design and all that, and the composers, I guess, had to use whatever they had available inside that, which it's got to be just a trip. I don't know. And you know what? There's good work in these pieces of music as they sound. There's some really fun arrangements in there. But you know what? But wait a second. I want to do this. Wait a second. Old video game Tempest. So you can see what I was talking about that it reminded me of. Was this, guys. Did you guys, anybody ever play this? Wait a second. Anybody remember this? And then these little spikes would come up or something. And then you'd have to zap the spikes and they would stab you or something. Come on, tell me I'm not the only old fart here. See the little spikes coming up? Bruh, this is so nostalgic. And you'd sit there and you'd have to fire, and then those red things coming around. So gnarly. And then you get stabbed, and you got to clear a space off so you wouldn't get creamed on the spikes. Oh my God. I'm getting anxiety. I want my quarters back. Where are my quarters? And the big knobs. You guys remember the knobs? That's full nostalgia. Come on. Please tell me you guys remember how big those knobs were going. Or it was one knob, I believe, in your... And then the only other game that was really super nostalgic to me was... what was the other one where you would... Oh! This was another one that was super nostalgic for me. Hang on. How many of you guys played this one? Come on. Tell me you played this. This, I would get so flecked. I would get so buzzed and I'd play Missile Command. Man, this was so good. And I used to remember, you know, you try to get the ones where the missiles are kind of splitting off and you get to choke them all off or something. Now it gets harder. You like sweep it. You'd wait until they all get to a certain point. They try to meet. I used to love this game. Wait, I'm gonna wait until I get to one of these super flexy things. No, I never played Joust. Yeah, you see it all gets faster. I mean, I remember getting to a place where you had to go and spread out the missiles. I think this next one is where it gets whacked out. No, I never played Berserk either. I think this one you gotta go do. Such good fun. Maybe the next one's a little more mental. This one is where you gets 2 rounds. You'll clear one, and then another one comes down. Ooh. I don't know if this is the right one. How come we're missing missile bays on the left and the right? Oh man, this is such the old days. Alright. right, enough of that. Our ears are probably getting fried. Anyhow, those were my two favorite games nostalgically for me that I used to play all the time. I mean, yeah, I played Centipede, I played Asteroids, you know, I played all kinds of games. But the Missile Command was the big ball in the middle that you go, and then you'd have 3. I don't know why this particular version here or something only shows 1, but there were 3 buttons that you had. So you had like a missile on each side that you'd be able to hit and come across or something. Anyhow, sorry guys, I had to take you through a little bit of a nostalgic video game loop for this old fart, you know, because that just is what it's all about. Oh, there were many versions of Missile Command Shadow. I didn't know. Okay, well the one that I played in the video game era of the like 80, 81, 79, 80, 81 in the arcades had missiles on both far left, far right, and in the middle. So you'd be able to, you know, that's the one I played. Anyhow,